When I was a kid, I grew up in Southern California, Escondido, San Diego area, which is exactly 92.3 miles from the front gate of Disneyland. And every summer we went to Disneyland 2 or 3 times. And if anybody knows this, back in the good old days of the 60s and the 70s, and I think even into the 80s, when you went into Disneyland, you paid your admission fee, and then you had to buy a book of tickets. Does anybody remember that? Does that make sense to anybody? Okay. And the book of tickets had A tickets and B tickets and C tickets and D tickets. And the A tickets were like, you know, the bus ride up and down Main Street. And the B tickets were for the, you know, the teacup rides. But at the end of the book, there were 5 E tickets. If you look at your bulletin, those were the coolest rides in the park. The Matterhorn, which is a roller coaster. The Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion. You know, the coolest rides. And in Southern California, I guess it was a local thing, I guess. So there aren't a lot of people who know this, but it began to be kind of a cultural saying down there that if something was really cool, if a car that you had or some experience that you had was like a really cool thing, it was like an E-ticket ride. And that became this saying. And I don't know if it made it to the rest of the country, but that was kind of what people used to say down there. It's like, man, this is like an E-ticket ride. And that's always stuck with me. So I wanted to talk with you guys this morning about life being an E-ticket ride. So here we go. Whee! Karen and I, a short time ago, went and saw the movie The Hurt Locker. Anybody ever seen the movie The Hurt Locker? Really, really intense movie about a guy who's on a bomb squad in Iraq. And his job is to go out on a call where somebody has planted a 500-pound bomb that could blow up a city block. And he walks up to this bomb and diffuses it. And the movie is just crackling with this intensity. And that's what this guy's job is. He goes from one of those scenes to the next to the next. And then toward the end of the movie, he goes home. He gets, his 12 months is up. He goes home. And you see this amazing scene of him walking down a grocery store aisle with kids and other people with their shopping carts, and he's looking at the pizza and the milk, and this canned music is playing in the background. And you see this look in his face. You can just imagine he's thinking, wow, what a reality shift. What a completely different planet this guy was on. And the picture that they wanted to paint for you was that, he just couldn't take it at home. There wasn't enough sizzle, there wasn't enough pop. So the next scene, he's on the transport plane back to Iraq for another 12 months. And I have a theory about that. This is just my theory. You may have your own. But my theory is that, sure, it's risky. It's daring and it's risky. And we're going to see a little video later on. Roller coasters. And sure, it's like a roller coaster over there. But the risk and the daring also extends to when you have to go to somebody that you love or somebody that you hate or somebody that you're intimate with and look them in the eye and speak the truth. Or not. And how many times do we find ourselves hiding from that truth or not daring to speak from the heart? And it's not, I hate you, you're an idiot, you're whatever. It's also, I'm afraid because of this or that or this or that. And I saw in this guy's eyes, they show a few moments of him at home with his little baby and his wife or girlfriend. And I just got the sense that it was just too much. It was too much of he couldn't do it. He couldn't crack open that shell and expose his heart and his soul. He wasn't, at that moment, capable of that sort of risk. It was safer for him to get on that airplane and go back to Iraq. Wow. What I'm taking from that is that we're We chose to come down here. We were assigned to come down here. I don't know how that transaction occurred, but it appears as though our individual entities decided, or it was decided for us, to enter this realm, this physical realm, for the purpose of experience. And here we are, experiencing, or not. And again, I don't see it as the roller coaster ride and the jumping out of an airplane and the physical risk and the danger. That's all good. We got to do that. That's fun. That's kind of what springtime represents. It's the physical rebirth and the regeneration of this incredible life energy that we get to experience. But it's also the soul and emotional risk that you either take or don't take by speaking the truth. I'm just going to have you enjoy the most profound question as it relates to our topic this morning about living life to the fullest.
I kind of promised I wouldn't ask this question, but I'm going to anyhow.
Who did you promise?
This is it. I've mentioned to people and they said, oh, don't. But this is a quick one. Why do dogs risk getting bugs in their eyes, sticking their heads out of car windows?
Well, tell your friends that you have asked the most profound question that has ever been asked. And you have given us an opportunity to give the answer that we have been waiting a very long time to give. And that is because the contrast of the bugs in the eye is a small price to pay for the exhilaration of that ride. And it is exactly the same way you felt when you made the decision to come into this physical existence. It's exactly the way you felt when you knew there would be contrast and you said, the ride is going to be worth it.
Thank you.
So the answer is an e-ticket ride. What is life? See this right here? You got your Adventureland, your New Orleans, your Fantasyland, your Matterhorn, your Mark Twain Steamboat, Pirates of the Caribbean, my favorite. But look at this. Or any other e-attraction. And you know what another e-attraction is? Life. You're in it right now. Let's go have that e-ticket ride. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Fresh green grass and starlit skies, mountain lakes and ocean tides, all within me in your eyes. And if love has a face, it is yours.
It's a sunflower plant. So if anyone knows about a sunflower plant, they get about 6-8 feet tall, and they follow the sun from sunrise to sunset. They just face the sun, like they have GPS.
To join me. I think what a perfect time to embrace the body of water that is the namesake of this church. Jester and Elmer Gantry.
It is yours.
That which inspires you, which is this place here. And so, in doing that, I thought, well, you know, what could I give? And one thing,
wonderment and delight, champagne and fireflies, fresh green grass and starlit skies, mountain lakes and ocean tides, all and if love has a face, it is yours.